Hello and welcome back to Hackathon Labs. I'm Mr. Hackathon, and in this video, I'm going to showcase Base44 two-way sync GitHub feature. If you've been following this channel, you know that I cover a range of different tools, and Base44 is one of my favorites. Base44 is a vibe coding tool that allows you to create web applications without coding. As you can see here, you just describe what you want to build and it builds it for you. It has a range of really interesting features, but today we're going to take a look at the two-way sync GitHub feature. If I take a look at one of my applications, this was for a hackathon, and this was a project that uses AI to analyze your space and provides you feng shui analysis. The homepage was built with Base44. You can see really nice homepage, not too many prompts, maybe one prompt here and two improvements. So this was made with just a couple of prompts, really nice. And you can see here that it's already integrated with GitHub. If I go to my GitHub, you can see the repository here. Very straightforward. Again, this was for a hackathon, so I haven't worked on this too much. 3 weeks ago was the last time I worked on it. We can see all the code here, but what we want to do is to showcase this two-way sync feature. What we can do from here, and what I have done, is I have Cursor, and we can pull our project into Cursor or Visual Studio Code, or you name your IDE. You can make additional changes to it and then push it again, and then you will be able to see the update right here. How do you do this? We are going to first create our project. So you've created your project already, and then you're going to connect to GitHub. This project's already connected to GitHub, so we're going to go over here. And this is another project I have, a portfolio of AI sports related projects. And you will click GitHub connection, you will click connect to GitHub, and then it will ask you to connect to GitHub. And then it will ask you to name a new repository and create a new repository. So we're not going to do that for this project, but that's the process of connecting to GitHub. Super simple. For those that are non-technical, GitHub is a place where you can host your code, you can work collaboratively on the code. It's essentially your source of truth when it comes to the code for your project. If somehow Base44 goes down and you can't access your Base44 account, or they were acquired by Wix, I don't know, does some crazy stuff and completely ruins Base44, which I doubt it would do, you'll still be able to access your project code here in GitHub. So GitHub is what all serious developers are using. And I recommend, if you are a founder, create a GitHub account and push your code to GitHub. So once this is connected, what you can do is use an IDE. So here I'm using Cursor, and I already have my project. So the first thing you would do is git clone. And what git clone does, it clones your project from GitHub. If we go into my folders, we can see all my different folders here. When you do git clone, it copies the whole folder from GitHub and all the code to your IDE locally. So this is the same thing that is on GitHub, but now I can make local edits on my computer. GitHub, you can't make edits on GitHub. It's for almost storing information or storing the code so you and your team, you and your developers can work on it collaboratively. And what we can do here in our IDE, let's say we want to toggle this AI plane. And if we minimize this, we can see improve the flow in your living space. This is the title, improve the flow in your living space. And Cursor also has AI features. We can say to Cursor, improve the headline, and it will go ahead and improve the headline. You can see here that it's changing it to transform your home with AI-powered feng shui. And what I can do is review this, and I can see my changes here, and it's changing that home file. I think that was the file I was just in, and it's changing this section. And it's asking me to, do I want to keep these changes? So I'm just going to go ahead and keep. I'm going to just hit commit. I'm going to commit on the main branch. If you're working collaboratively, you probably don't want to commit on the main branch, but we're doing that just for the sake of the tutorial. And what I can do here, and we're just going to take a look. So as you can see right now, it says improve the flow of your living space. When we look at our code locally, it's not going to say that anymore. I can just go ahead and hit push. Now I can go to my code, and if we refresh this, you can see that now there's actually some changes. If we go to now, pages, and home, you can see the last commit was right now. So it picked up my commits that I did right now, and it's somewhere inside of this file. Now, if I go to Base44, you can see those updates are there in Base44. This is a newly released feature, so I don't expect it to be perfect. But what we should be able to do is click this button and be able to update our repository. So we would have created our project initially in Base44, and then we would have pushed it to GitHub. Maybe someone else made some changes in their IDE, Visual Studio Code, or Cursor, and they push to GitHub, and we should be able to see the updates here, make some more changes in Base44, and push the code to GitHub again. But if we go to the documentation, we can see, I scroll down, update in your app repository. So this is what I should see right now. I currently don't see I have submitted a bug or reported there might be a bug. But you can see where they're going with this. Two-way sync to be able to edit the code visually, and traditionally just by getting into the actual code base and coding what you want it to do or look like. I think that's all for this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tutorials on Base44 and other platforms. Happy hacking.